everyone, Bianca here, inner child healing facilitator, energy healer, channel, all of the above. But today I'm coming to you with another chapter in the development of our inner child and how we can impact our present life by going back and reparenting that child and helping them to learn the lessons and the truths that they may have missed out on at that age. So today I'm chatting about the older child, which is the ages of between sort of 6.5 to around 10-ish years of age. And this one is interesting, especially for fathers of children, because they are very often suddenly faced with this kid who thinks they are the bomb.com, who kind of, loved them and needed them at times, but mom was always everything. Okay, if you have a boo-boo, you want mommy up until this stage. And at this phase of childhood, the focus switches completely to dad. And there's a very, very good reason for this, is because in our society, traditionally, mothers are more of the nurturing, caretaking, soft, accepting, unconditional love part of the family or parenting. And fathers are more of the breadwinner, the achiever, the guy with more responsibility, even though it might not be true in your personal world. Societally, that is what we have built our lives on and our childhood. So what you have to learn at this age in your life is approval, self-esteem, and achievement. All right. And those are naturally skills that you can learn from your father, because he displays them almost more overtly than, for example, a mother would. And again, it's not necessarily that was or is your reality, but the general consensus says that is how it is. So in older children, they're usually going to big school at around this age. So there's already this, okay, now playing around, fooling around in kindergarten or in preschool is over. Now we got to start achieving in big school, right? So there's that pressure that can come in. There is possibly the pressure of dad being non-present at that age, whether it's through death, divorce, abandonment. It is quite a common thing in our modern society that dad is, even when he is there, he's not there. His mind is on other things, or he's like, leave me alone. Why do you want all my attention all of a sudden? Dads often don't know how to deal with this because they may not have been raised as nurturers themselves. So you needed to learn self-worth and achievement, the fact that you're deserving of success in all the areas of your life. You can achieve anything if you work consistently at your goals. And this is stuff that dad needed to model to you. And that success, what is the meaning of success for you? So is success in dad's world or in your father figure's world, was it seen as being the best, having the most, beating everyone at the game? Was that the picture of success that was put out for you? Or is success about feeling pleased and proud of your own efforts and not necessarily tying into achievement over others, but achievement on the internal scale? Then you had to learn about reward, the dreaming, the effort, the planning that you put into what you wanted to achieve, and being rewarded by that feeling of, oh, I did it, that's amazing. Or was it never good enough? Was it never acknowledged in your family when you did something amazing? Was it good enough for dad? And did he coo over your drawings and the little paper plane that you made, or whatever it was, or your school grades? Then dad also teaches us about strategy. Can you plan? Can you reevaluate during the process of building or creating? Can you keep experimenting consistently until you've achieved your desired outcome? And it teaches us about self-discipline. So sometimes completion means, listen, nothing's working. Are we going to stick to this? This is hard, but we can do this, even though it's not fun. And that makes the achievement more satisfying. Or where do I draw the line? Where do I say, okay, this is not worth it anymore. I'm going to stop doing, I'm going to focus on something else that maybe brings me more joy, brings me a greater sense of achievement. And then also self-esteem. You did your best, things didn't work out. Now we can evaluate, we can try again, or we can decide that we're done. No shame, no failure, because the joy is in the journey. Or is the joy in winning? Okay, so those are very solid concepts that will have hopefully been passed on to the child at this age by dad. But, you know, it depends on your dad's childhood and how they grew up. If they'd learned these skills for themselves in childhood and beyond, and were there to gladly spend time with you and passing on by modeling these skills to you, were they interested in your life? Were they encouraging and praising you? Did they teach you how to value your experiences and achievements and how to build confidence and your contribution to the world? Was it important? Was it special to them? Then you'd probably be quite comfortable with authority figures today, finding it very easy to express your ideas and your opinions to them. However, if you didn't receive patient guidance and consistent approval from your father or your father figure, it could be an uncle or a grandfather if you didn't have a father, a family friend. If you didn't receive these because nothing was good enough or they weren't present, then you're probably going to have some challenges now around feeling valued, feeling capable of your success, and you're probably lacking in self-esteem on some level. In the time of the young child also, our relationship with money is solidified. How we earn money, how we achieve money, what is financial success? Is it my birthright? Is it easy or is it hard? And we often model it on dad's picture. So we either go completely with what dad did. If he was a very successful businessman, then we better keep up and do the same. Or we go completely against what dad did for whatever reason. If there was pain involved, then we'll say, I don't want to be like him. I'm going to do it completely differently. And that can either mean, say, dad was a bit of a washout and never got anywhere and struggled with cash. And you've decided, come hell or high water, if it kills me, I will never be poor. Okay, and that might be reflecting in your life today. Or dad was an incredibly successful person for whom money was the pinnacle of everything and nothing else mattered. And you decide, tough, I don't care about money. I'm going to live my life differently, but then making a vow of poverty. So you can see how this can really have massive impact on your ability to achieve, your ability to earn, the impact you have on your world, and your ability to engage with authority today. So very, very important that we look at the older child and kind of what life was like there. So I would suggest, if you want to work with the older child, is to start by journaling about everything that you remember around that time, you know, especially your relationship with dad. How much time did he spend with you? How approved of did you feel? And what were the things that made you feel approved of? What does your confidence look like? What did his confidence look like? Today, are you able to evaluate your progress and replan and rethink and stick it out and really go for what you want? Or do you just give up at the first hurdle? Really just dive in really deep about about that kind of stuff and how that ties in with what I've explained earlier. And then look at your finances, especially your ability to earn money and your ability to have success financially. How are you either modeling exactly what your dad did or your father figure did, or perhaps made a vow against all of that, and how is that playing out in your life right now? And the interesting thing is that the pendulum might swing completely to the opposite side, but you're still doing the same stuff because you and dad got passed on the same messages at that age in childhood. Yeah, so have a little chat also with that little child. What you can do also is, again, go into that meditation. There's a free meditation on my website, www.thrivehive.co.za. And here is also where you might want to download the mini course. That's another freebie on that website, which is all about how to change your thinking, to truly authentically think your real thoughts instead of the tape loop that you've been taught, how to change your feelings, your emotions about that. Are they accurate? What am I feeling about this? And then how to evaluate. Can you see how this ties into the older child? How to evaluate all of that together and then to choose how to act consistently going forward. So that's another one. So meditation, go and meet your older child and chat to them and reparent them, talk to them about this thing about rich people are crooks, not true. Or, remember that vow we made to say that we're never going to be like dad? This is kind of shooting us in the foot. Maybe we can make other plans. The father wound is a big one. So maybe do some reading about the father wound and have a look into how you can clear that if you do feel like you have rather a massive father wound. It's always very important. Even though dad only had a 3-year window, that's a lot of pressure. 3-year little window to actually teach you what he needed to really teach you. Yeah, and then start working through forgiveness and the grief. Grief is always a part of healing, whether it's a positive healing or a negative thing. There's always leaving something behind, which comes with a little bit of grief. But I will speak about that in another video. For now, go and have fun making plans and building things with your inner older child. All right, have a beautiful time. I am starting our next round of Inner Child online 9-week journey soon. So go and have a look at that date on the website if you'd like to join me for 9 weeks of deep immersion into clearing all those wounds, reparenting every stage of your inner child, and really just being able to put down the baggage and start moving forward more easily, with more joy, with more success, more achievement, more self-confidence, more self-esteem. And yeah, if you'd like to dive in there with me, please go and check it out, www.thrivehive.co.za. I also do one-on-one consultations for inner child healing, oracle readings, and so forth. So if you would like to jump into one of those for something more specific, then you're also most welcome to reach me through the website. Have a beautiful day. Take super good care of yourself. My heart to your heart, always full of love. Bye.